thank you all for joining us today. I know that there are a lot of participants registered, so I'm very happy about this, and for sure also our speakers. So let's wait. We just started also the recording, and yeah, in just 1 minute we can start. This first webinar, as I just said, is the first one of this new GANANA webinar series, and this one is about to learn about the GANANA project itself, and in a general way, and of course to learn about its first year, because the project started 1 year ago in February of 2025, and we will learn about the achievements, challenges, and future perspective of the collaboration. So we are, I see that we are 43, so I think we can start, because we have just 1 hour, to discuss about the project. GANANA is much more than a research project. It is a long-term partnership between Europe and India, built around shared scientific challenges, knowledge exchange, and collaboration in high-performance computing. Today, we will look back at what has been achieved during the first year and discuss the next steps of this journey together. This webinar marks the beginning of a new series, as I said before, dedicated to sharing the project progress with our community. And today's session, we will look back at GANANA first year, explore the main milestone achieved so far, discussing the challenges and the next steps of the future. And it is now my pleasure to introduce our speaker, finally, that you can see it. And first, there is with us Rossen Apostolov, new project coordinator, director of GANANA project for the European Consortium from NICE, Sweden. And alongside him, we are pleased to welcome also Dr. Manoj Khare, the Indian project coordinator from CDAC, Pune, one of India's leading organization in advanced computing under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. So thank you both for joining us and for helping us in this discussion and to introduce us to this project. And without further ado, I would like to invite Rossen to begin the presentation. Rossen, the floor is yours. You can share yourself the screen. And thank you.
Thank you, Antonella. Hi, everyone. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Great. Thank you for the introduction, and welcome everybody to this first webinar of the GANANA series. It's been quite a journey. We started over a year ago, last spring, actually in February last year, we started the project, and it's been quite an incredible journey, very satisfying. We're very happy with the progress so far, and we're going to show you our results until now, what we're doing, and potentially you can find some very useful ways to benefit from the outputs that we are generating or connect with us. So why does it matter? We live in a global world, and the challenges that we are facing as humanity and society are impossible to be addressed by a single research group or even a country. In particularly, climate, health, disaster management are issues that sprawl continents and the whole world, which is why partnerships across continents and regions are really critical. High-performance computing is being a major driving force for the development of solutions to these problems, and digital partnerships are a major strategic instrument for leveraging on the capabilities of different countries. Europe and India are two regions who have many complementary strengths. In terms of technology and science, there has been long-going partnerships in those domains, and GANANA is a new one which focuses specifically on how to use high-performance computing for tackling some of those big challenges. It is a collaborative effort, and this cooperation aims not to develop only specific technological scientific solutions to selected problems, but also build a long-standing partnership, in particular to drive forward technology, but also to build capabilities and expertise in both regions. We have a number of objectives. The high-level objectives are we start with the scientific collaboration, which is the fundamental driving force. There we work in selected priority domains: life sciences, geophysical hazards, and weather and climate, which I'm going to talk in more details shortly. Another objective is to strengthen the expertise exchange and sharing of resources. Science and technology are developing at a very high speed. There is a lot of new developments going on, and we need to exchange the knowledge that we are building. Capacity building is very important, as you can imagine. We're working with leading software applications in the selected scientific domains, where we have the objective to develop them further, to deploy them on target architectures, improve the usability of those applications. We're having applications with tens of thousands of users worldwide. Those are very widely used codes. Improving the usability and the performance will greatly improve the productivity of the researchers using them. We're also building a framework for broader engagement with the rest of the communities to expand the outreach. These webinar series are one part of it, in addition to various networking events that we are organizing. And finally, we're building a roadmap for long-term partnerships. We believe that the experience we have in GANANA can be scaled up in future to expand to other domains and other similar initiatives. As Antonella mentioned already, GANANA is a collaboration between two consortia from Europe and from India. In this big project, we're bringing together partners with matching and complementary expertise. From Manoj Kare, we will hear more details about the Indian part, but from the European side, we are participating with the three leading centers of excellence in the three scientific domains. These are BioExcel in life sciences, CHEES for geophysical hazards, and EasyWays for weather forecasting. On the European side, we are also bringing in some of the biggest supercomputing centers in Europe. Those are LUMI at CSC in Finland, Mare Nostrum at Barcelona Supercomputing Center, and Leonardo at Gineca in Italy. We have matching partners on the Indian side, leading institutes, overarching by CDAC, which is the main Indian organization for computational research and technologies. On the European side, in addition to the supercomputing centers that I mentioned, we have leading research organizations, universities from Europe, such as Linköping University, KTH in Sweden. From Italy, we have CSIC, CMCC, and CMCC, and from Spain we have CSIC, University of Malaga, of course Barcelona Supercomputing Center. We have Goethe Institute from Germany, Eviden in France, and Utrecht University in the Netherlands. Thus, we are bringing very strong research and technology developers with a very strong collaboration network. The work in GANANA is structured in 6 work packages. We have the 3 pillars of the 3 scientific domains: life sciences, geohazards, and weather and climate. We have a work package on expertise exchange, capacity building, resource sharing. I'll talk a bit more in details about those later. And another one on exploitation and long-term partnership framework. All of this is under the umbrella of the dissemination, outreach, and overall management of the project. The project officially started in February last year, and in May 2025 we had the launch symposium in Stockholm, where we had the pleasure to welcome all of our partners from CDAC, from India, including also representatives from the Ministry of IT, Technologies, MIT, and other officials. We had also the pleasure to welcome representatives from the European Commission, as well the president of KTH. The launch symposium was followed up this year in January when we met in Pune, and we had a similar high-level symposium event, again with representatives from all partnering institutions. It was a great success to assess the progress of the project and strengthen the plans and the work forward. Now, a bit more details about the activities in GANANA. If we have to categorize in 4 main directions that we work, one is the joint software development of popular software applications. The second one is the development of mobility and exchange program, where we are welcoming experts from India to visit research groups in Europe for stays of several days or a week. Similarly, European researchers are traveling to India to spend time with their colleagues in CDAC and other institutes. The mobility exchange program is very successful because it allows for deep work, hands-on together between the experts, and it's shown to be very beneficial for quickly advancing the work in the projects. We are also working on providing shared compute access to supercomputers in both regions. It's a bit challenging at times due to, specifically on the European side, it's more regulated, it's more complicated ecosystem of how compute access is provided. We're very thankful that on the Indian side it's been quite easy to share that. So access to compute resources gives the opportunity for the researchers to test and deploy the codes on novel architectures. As you know, IT development is moving at a very fast speed. Software is always playing a catch-up. So having access to development platforms, to novel architectures is very beneficial. We are also working extensively on actual workshops, training events, and symposia. This is very important because it helps not only with sharing of the information, but building much stronger ties between the researchers. We have different types of events. I already spoke about the symposia, which are more high level. They take a broader view of the collaboration and of the activities there. We have a very extensive list of workshops throughout the year. Those take place both in India and in Europe. They're hosted by the different partnering organizations in the universities, and they are topical for the respective scientific domains. All of this is part of the broader training activities that we have, which are very important for capacity building. I would like to present briefly the main activities in the three scientific pillars. The first one of which is computational life sciences. Here we have several sub-projects which cover specific subdomains of life sciences, which are very important and have a big user base. The first one is on acceleration and enhancement of molecular dynamic simulations. Some of you who are in the life science domain are well aware of how powerful MD simulations are and how big opportunities they give for understanding the dynamics, the structure of the building blocks of living organisms. We are developing GROMACS, one of the most popular codes for MD simulations, introducing for example, fixed precision coordinates for improved performance of MD, which is very important given the trends in hardware development where floating point precision is being dropped in some of the recent accelerators on the market. We are improving many of the algorithms that are being used for MD to give an additional performance out of the available hardware. Co-design of software is very important, and this is excellent. The project gives excellent opportunity to work with novel architectures to ensure that the code runs on all new machines. The second sub-project is in a related area, which is the integrative modeling of biomolecular complexes. This has a very broad application also for drug design, biomarkers design, and many applications in pharmaceutical industry. Here we are developing HADOC, which is one of the leading applications for integrative modeling. Since the start of the project, we observed almost 80% increase in the users of HADOC from the Indian community. HADOC 3 was released on the ICE cloud hosted by CDAC, which further improves the accessibility to the software. We are also working on a framework for AI-driven immunogenic peptide prediction, where collaboratively between India and Europe, we are building automated workflows and pipelines to start from sequence alignment, design of peptides, and then going back and checking how those potentially can work for immunogenic response. It's a great example of joint collaboration work between distributed research teams. The second pillar in GANANA is on geophysical hazards, modeling and simulations. Geophysical hazards covers a very broad range of phenomena, such as earthquakes, tsunamis, smoke dispersal, landslide, flooding, wildfire. As you can imagine, those are not isolated phenomena. They are very often connected with each other. For example, an earthquake, very often major earthquakes often create huge tsunamis, which on their own create flooding. Volcano eruptions can affect the climate by smoke dispersal, creating wildfires, the flooding on the back from the flooding, they can create landslides. So all of this is interconnected, and there are many tools and applications which have been developed over the years, and they look into modeling of each of these events. What is really beneficial is looking at the big picture, how all of those interconnect with each other. And this is where GANANA cooperation shines, where we have experts in modeling some of these phenomena on the European and on the Indian side. For example, in our project for earthquake, tsunami, and particle dispersion simulations, we are bringing in research groups with very strong expertise in those domains from Europe, which complement excellently with the expertise of our Indian partners who have strong expertise in wildfire modeling, landslide, and flood hazards. Through this cooperation, we are building workflows that can look into a broader way how those phenomena interact with each other and can be predicted and reacted correspondingly. The initial work on this shows excellent correlation between with observed effects of, say, earthquakes and those that are predicted by simulations, as well as looking at tsunami simulations, the propagation of the waves, and how quickly and to what extent they can affect given coastal areas. It is very important that we look at these global challenges on this high level of coupling the different phenomena. The third pillar which we work on is weather and climate prediction. Here we also have a number of sub-projects, starting with the fundamentals of optimization and performance analysis of the core applications used for weather and climate modeling, deployment them on the different clusters. It is important that those models and codes are properly deployed. They use a lot of compute power, so optimization is very important for not just for the speed of calculation, but also for saving compute time and energy, ultimately monetary savings as well. Building on that, we are continuing with the deployment and final tuning of the respective models, such as the ICON CLM, and final integration into the big 12 models such as HPC-W. All of these are very important, and will proper deployment and usage of the models will greatly help to understand better how the observed climate change can be contained, which is our ultimate goal. Now in Europe, we're experiencing a massive heat wave. It's causing a lot of problems, and we are probably going to see more and more of these events happening across the world as the climate is changing. So the work on the climate prediction is very critical for societies, and it affects the whole world, not only single countries. The other main activity in GANANA is the expertise exchange and resource sharing program, which I mentioned already. We have accomplished by now already a number of exchange visits from both sides in the different pillars. There are more planned coming up later this year and next. The two high-level symposia were very successful. We are preparing for the next symposium in Barcelona, which will be in February next year. We have also strong presence at big international events such as Supercomputing Asia, where we were present this year with 2 workshops, in particular Bridging Continents, where we went even beyond the EU-India partnership, but brought together other countries from Asia Pacific. We're planning similar activities next year in Singapore as well. To summarize the results so far, we successfully launched the project. We've had a year of very strong engagement. A lot of work has been done. The work group activities are going at full speed. I'm very happy to see that there is a very strong partner involvement from both sides, with a very active work going on in all the different sub-projects. It is a complex setup. We work in a distributed way, but so far it's been working great. And I'm very happy to be in this project with our Indian partners, and looking forward to growing the community engagement as well. The work plan going forward is continuation with the work in the different pillars, exploiting the existing collaboration networks for broader engagement, and continuing with all the work according to the plan. I'm looking forward to see further results and continue this very successful cooperation. Thank you. Happy to take any questions, or later we can continue with Manoj's presentation. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Ross, and thank you for your presentation. I would say to maybe for our participants to collect their questions using the Q&A session. I saw that during your presentation, Ross was posting a question by Sagar Dolas. Just a clarification, so you can answer in the Q&A section yourself. So in this way we can proceed with the Manoj presentation, and then we will have the time to open the discussion, and if you want later on to ask your question directly to Ross and Manoj, you can also raise your hands, and then we will be able to open your mic and camera to let you intervene directly. So I will ask now Manoj to share his screen and having his presentation. Thank you.
So is my slides are visible?
Yeah.
Okay. So thanks, Antonella, and for giving this opportunity and organizing this first webinar on GANANA project. And thanks, Rosen, for giving the overview of the project, our joint project. So basically now I will talk about the, as I said, so we are working in the 3 vertical managed climate change, natural hazards, bioinformatics, and Rosen has already given the objective of this been brief in his previous presentation. And when we talk about the partners, like in India, we have a CDAC is the main lead. Then we have Indian Meteorological Department. So he's the leading agency in the government of India for dealing with the meteorology weather in India. So they are our partner for climate, vertical one is climate. Then we have a GSI, Geological Survey of India. They are leading for the landslides. They are the nodal agency for the landslides in India. So they are partner. Then we have an Indian Institute of Science. They are working with us for the tsunami component and this groundwater infiltration. Then we have a National Center for Seismology, because one of the objective in this project is the earthquake. So we have a NCS is the national agency in India who collect the data for the earthquake data for India. So they are partner. Then we have a MNNIT Motilal Nehru National Institute of Technology. They are working the landslides. They have developed some landslide model sensor. They are part. Then we have a National Institute of Immunology, which this is for the life sciences, because they are nodal agency for the life science. And Rojan has already talked about the EU partner, so I will just quickly pass this. Okay. So broad objective as already talked by Rojan, we have a research collaboration, knowledge sharing, data sharing, tool sharings, and capacity building sort of. And one of the most objectives is that whatever science which we are developing jointly, we should take to the society. So what we are saying, science to society is the ultimate aim of our project. Whatever solution which we are going to develop, we are bringing it, taking it to the society for the beneficial of the society. So they can use the society, they can take the benefit of the software or tool which we are developing through this joint collaborations. So overall outcome of this project is GANANA is like early warning system of the earthquake, landslide, and forest fire, all those. Then we have another important completely optimized model for WRF, CMCC, GROMAX, HADOP. This is. Then another thing is the development of high resolution data. So for the India, we are going to develop a high resolution data from 2 kilometer higher grid that we are doing. Then for climate services, then we have a like accelerated and enhanced molecular dynamics tool. And skill, or more is the skilled manpower and pre-skill ready applications. So this is the ultimate aim of the outcome, so that we can have application. So skilled manpower and pre-skill ready applications that we can take for the school computing. Okay. And ultimately, what we GANANA will develop a sustainable techno-scientific ecosystem, bringing together climate, natural science, life science, and community in this phase. And we can have a other, in the next phase, we can talk for the other agencies also, other area also we can cover in the next page, as Rosen has talked about his presentation. Okay. Now I will go to the first year key achievement, because as you see, this is the first year we have already passed. It started in the Feb, and for us it started in March. So key achievement, like first, one of the most important objectives of this collaboration to sharing the computing resources. So we have shared a Param resources, and similarly we have got the HPC resources from the SPAN. So Nostradam already we got. Then another important is the data map, because any project, any research project, we require data. So we have also formulated the data sharing mechanism for data for climate, satellite data, seismic data, topographic data that have already formulated. This is a very important achievement because these two. Then we talk about the each area wise, vertical wise. So like in case of climate, so we have done like performed an extensive analysis of climate models which is suitable for India. That has been done along with the CMCC and Bull. We have done this. Then we have also identified the risk assessment of vulnerable areas, which basically we are first we are considering Pune city, then we go to other city also. That we have done. Then another thing, like Rojan has also mentioned, like CMCC Italy has ported icon model in Rudra PMC, that we are and both the teams are working. From India side also we are working. Similarly, EU partner also working for the test cases using this model in HPC. Then WF optimization profiling ongoing with the Bull France and BSC, so that we are working in that. Then when we come for the natural hazards, so coastal aquifer site assessment benchmark is completed, that we have done for one of the area in the South India, that I will cover in the next few slides. Then we have also developed a tool for basically, because when we talk about the landslide, we have to analyze the satellite data. So we have developed a tool to analyze the satellite data. And then we have done that for landslide also, and flood tsunami-induced flood. So that case we have run for the Chiflon Spain for the that we have done in this year. Then initial like forest fire spread simulation we have done for Spain. Then and we have also like integrate both S-Fire and FAL 3D model to basically for the aerosol space forecasting. That is also developed. I will just show in the few slides. Then when we come for the life science workflow, so we have HEADOC 3 workflow already done, and we have launched in this year in this workshop. Then we have also AIML framework for molecular simulation also. This is under development. Actually, we have started development along with the Trichy University, but this is going. And then scaling for GROMAX is also undergoing. So this is the first year key achievement which we have got in the last year. Okay, so now when we go for like, so what happened, like I says we have identified the model for the India suitable climate model. So we have studied 44 model. Out of 44 models, 6 model we have identified which is suitable for India. So like using with different techniques like comprehensive rating metrics and internodal variables. So out of 44, these are the 6 model we have which is suitable for India that has been done. Okay. Then RCA model simulation also we have done for the India, like so regional climate model we have done, and it's getting good results. So based on this model that we have started. Then we talk about the natural hazards. So coastal sanitized assessments. We have identified the area which is we are working in the southern state of India. This is the area which we are working on. That is Markapuram Puducherry aquifer is there. So that we are working. This is work is being carried out by our partner ISC Bangalore. Okay, and they have done basically they have used some open source packages identified for the this kind of work. Then they benchmark studies for the saltwater intrusion also they have completed in this area. Now ongoing work is refining project model framework structure and finalizing the geographic data stage that they are going to work. When we talk about the earthquake-induced landslide early warning system, so we have developed some prototype. We have developed a system for earthquake-induced landslide. So basically, this tool is we are using to analyze the satellite data and find out the any subsidence or in the any area. So this tool is developed. Okay, so here we can, this is the case we have done for the case in Italy. So if you can see, this is the area where some landslide was happened. And this is the case before landslide. This is the image, and after landslide, you can see how much this is area totally subsidized. Actually, subsidence is there. So this kind of study. Now, from this tool, what basically we are doing, we can have a one point of reference. It can be reference point which is very less affected by the any movement of that. Then we can put on the graph this grid on that, and any point we can measure. Whether any subsidence is there or any accumulation is there. So that kind of data we can observe, and based on data, we can just before landslide, if you have data, continuous data, before landslide, what was the threshold? That threshold value we can use for the predicting the landslide in other areas. So that kind of analysis can be done with this. Is the prototype which we have done along with our EU partners. So this work we are showing. Then we come cover the inundation companies due to this tsunami. So that area we have done for the Chipolun and Ispan. You can see this is the area in case of tsunami is there. This area will be inundated due to the tsunami. So we have used this model. It's called high C model that has done, and with different permutation combination we have done along with the high C. And this data we have generated. This test cases we have generated for the tsunami things. Okay. Then forest fire simulation also, like we have done the one forest fire, like in Spain, there are a lot of fire one was there in the, last year. So that fire we have simulated using our S-Fire tool, and this, and we can see how it is. That was the simulation we have observed. So because we didn't have any field data, actual field data, so we have collected open source data, and based on that we have done. So this analysis we have done. Okay. Now, for the smoke simulation also, so what we have done this for the Sikkim actually. So this model, we have FAL 3D model, we have used how smoke will be spread in case of fire. That analysis we have done along with the FAL 3D model. See, this is the area we have done. So how this will fire spread, and this how fire smoke will, that also we have done over here. First year. And one prototype we have trying to develop is a wildlife and aerosol spread forecasting system we have developed. So we have a two login, like we have India login as well as the EU login. The purpose of this is keeping those like Indian login, Indian here will able to see only Indian data. Similarly, EU member will be able to see only the EU data. They can see that. That's the purpose. If you go for EU login, then you can see this is the fire which had happened in the Europe. So that they can get the complete information about the fire they have done, got in the Europe. Okay, then they can do the simulation how fire will smoke will through. So like from this fire, smoke is going like this. That kind of analysis they can visualize to this tool. So after analysis, after output we can bring here in this tool, and they can see the information. Okay. Similarly, this for the India case. So when we go for the India, this we have done. So this is the here we have done for the some Sikkim case we have done. So how fire, this is the area where the fire was happened, fire spread was there, and this was the smoke simulation that we have done over in this using this tool that can be done. Okay. Then we come for the wildlife. So like wildlife is the main objective is the this life sciences is to the performance enhancement of the GROMAX. And for that, we have used like library for the floating point to fixed point precision. The library we are working on that, so that we are going on that. Another is the profiling of identify the modules having maximum impact. So that float. So we are doing the profiling of GROMAX also to identify the modules having maximum impact on performance and accuracy of growth. So this is completed. This point is completed. Then GROMAX also we have ML based, like machine learning based API development is also done, and we have developed one ML based reaction coordinate for the prototype library for that. Then Okay. And Haddock 3, as Rojan has mentioned, we have already developed Haddock 3, and it has been released in the last 2020. This last Feb we had in the workshop. It has been released for the users access. Then these are the workshop and symposium. Rojan has already informed about that. But another workshop which we have done for the Indian user, that we done only in the September 2025. So that we have done. Then GANANA in Feb we have completed. Then symposium conductor, EU partner. Then we have partner visited in February here, and Indian partner. These are workshop. So next year plan, like what we have basically next year plan, we have like when we talk about the work package 1, basically the model, we are go for the actual modeling of the CMCC model, which we have identified in the India climate model. Then for the WP2, basically we are going for the sensor deployment in the identified area for the landslide study, and we are going for the calibration and validation all the 2D hydronic models that we have done. Then work package 3, we'll talk about that. So basically we are going for the GROMACS implementation of 6.2 earthquake, that we are going for GROMACS, that whatever library we have done, and we are going to analyze the Paras device for the programming in the using for GROMACS, that we are going to do. And protein language model based on future and implemented, that also going to plan this for the next year. And another thing, we have a workshop and exchange program. It's Rojan has already mentioned, so that is planned with the EU partners. Okay. So thank you. These are our team members. So now I'm open for the questions if any is there.
Thank you very much, Roshan, and thank you, Manoj, for this very insightful presentation. Thank you, Manoj, again. And now we will now move to the Q&A session. So if you want to ask something directly, you can raise your hand, and my colleagues will turn on your mic and your camera. Or otherwise, we can collect the question in the Q&A panel and address as many as possible during the remaining time. We have more or less 10 minutes, 15 minutes to open a discussion. So if someone of our participants wants to intervene directly, it would be perfect. So let's see if someone has some questions for Roshan or Manoj.
Maybe I can explain the question that was posted in the Q&A.
Yeah, for sure.
Sagar Dolas asked about whether it's 1.5% or 1.5 times the speed up in GROMACS. In this case, it's 1.5%, which maybe it seems very little, but first, GROMACS is already very highly tuned. It's very well optimized. It's been optimized for several decades now. So in the case of GROMACS, it's very difficult to get a speed up of a few times up. So we're working at the limit of what is possible. Still a few percentages up. In this case, this is preliminary work for 1.5, but so like 3, 4, 5% are possible with improvement of the algorithms. But let's say even if we stay with 1.5%, this also creates a big saving if you are running large-scale simulations. So if we talk about using GROMACS for modeling some very large systems, when one is using simultaneously, let's say 100,000 processors, and you want to run this simulation for a few days, say 4 days, about 100 hours, you have an allocation of 10 million core hours that you're using in this time, which is really needed if you want to model say a big virus or some complex system, or do in a high throughput manner multiple simulations. So if you do 10 million core hours, 1.5% is 150,000, and then if you calculate in money, you get to something on the range of 30 to 60,000 euro or dollars savings. So a few, and now this is we are talking for 1.5%, and if we get say 5%, 3 times more, even with these small percentages, it will preserve hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's not just the money, but the energy that is needed for that and the time. What is very important actually for Gromax, what we've seen through the years is that, especially for novice users, they are not applying the best practices for how to set up their systems. So what often happens is that they would get much bigger penalty in performance because they are not using the optimal parameters. And even though the software engineers have put tremendous effort into squeezing this 3, 4, 5% extra performance, users can sometimes run with 20, 30, or even more suboptimal performance. So the recommendation is that you, before doing a large-scale simulation, you test extensively and make sure that you're running it in the best way. And projects like GANANA and other support infrastructures that are built around the software are an excellent place to get such advice.
Thank you, Roshan. And maybe we can discuss a little bit about the mobility program, and since it's one of the project's flagship activities, and I know that I mean, we all know that for these past few weeks there are some exchanges happening. Some of our Indian colleagues were visiting European institutions. So I wanted to ask Manoj about the participation on this exchange and feedbacks and what values do you see these exchanges bring to researchers and researchers in India and to the partnership as a whole?
Yeah, and this visits has been very useful for Indian actually. So whatever now what happened, they have learning now. They have learned a lot of things, especially for when we go for the climate change. They for the modeling they have done with the bull and CMCs. Now they are going to implement in India. Similarly, for the natural hazard team also visited. Like so, now we have to integrate the S-Fire and FAL 3D model. So team have visited the Barcelona. They have understood the thing. Then similarly for the landslide also team was there in Malaga. So because when we sit together with the actual developer of the system, it has been really helping us to integrate the system because ultimately. Similarly, for this life science team has also visited Utrecht University, and they were other team were there KTH. So they have learned a lot of things. Now actually whatever problem which were coming here, which one we are trying to solve online, now they have sit together with the scientist and it's giving a lot of value to the work actually. So it is very extremely useful. This visit has been extremely useful for the, our team actually. That is really helping us to move forward and coming with the solution.
Thank you, Manoj. And I don't know if there are any other questions for our from our participants. Roshan, I know that there is a question in the Q&A, so maybe you can reply to that.
This was the question that I talked about. I already wrote in the Q&A the answer. Is there another one?
No, yeah, another one, but it's more related to the if there is like a process for participating in the cooperation within the weather and climate field.
Oh, I don't see this question.
You didn't see it?
No.
There is also Mohan Labat. I'm sorry, I don't know if I was pronouncing right. That raised the hand, so maybe I can.
So in my Q&A, I see only one question.
Okay.
Maybe Palash has a question.
Yeah.
Palash?
I think, Palash, now you can speak directly. We see your camera on, so we see you, and you can speak directly.
still muted.
Hello. Can you
Hi,
hear?
Yes, sir.
Abhinav. Welcome.
Yeah, this is Saidul from Sirak, Pune. Yeah. Thank you, Rojan. Thank you, Dr. Manoj. It was a really good presentation, and I just want to highlight that we visited recently last week or so, and we extensively worked with BSc and Bull for the optimization and profiling of the code. BSc and Bull, they have extensively shown the auto submit tool, then Paravar, then SPGW. It was really it's a kind of hands-on session we got there, and it was interactive session rather than the presentation. So that's why this Dr. Manojkar is saying that it is very much useful. Yes, of course it was useful, and no, I would say that it was a friendly kind of visit, although it is official visit, but it was more friendly way, and we asked each other problems and other things, and how to learn maximum thing from them. And really those things were missing when we were doing the online presentation or online discussion. Physical training is always useful, and this particular training was give us a lot of understanding of the tools, and then which are really we were missing before. That's why this particular visit was very much useful for all of us. And also we visited CMCC Italy in Caserta. The visit was a really interactive session. Lots of research opportunity we found out over there. We also got new things, new research areas to be collaborated. All three places we found out some of the common areas where we can do further collaboration. If there is some gone out 2 or 3 or something, we can explore those areas of research and the tools development. I think this way, these particular visits was very much useful, especially in the perspective of the weather and climate domain. Other two domains I am not much aware, but this domain was particularly was very much useful. And I mentioned the Arwan Rafin and Javier from BSc. They were very much friendly with us, and they have given a lot of time to us. Thank you so much for all those time and effort which you have provided to us. And we look forward to further collaboration. As I said, that we all are looking for the further collaboration in terms of the GANANA 2 or 3.
Thanks for the
Thank you very much for all these things. Antonella, you are so nicely organized many in Lecce. Thank you for that. And yeah, thank you so much.
So one thing I want to mention here, like all the teams like this visit has created a base for the next GANANA 2 and other next phase of project, because now we are going to have many more new areas also we are exploring, so that can also be included. And our ministry is also very eager to extend this collaboration into the next level also.
Yeah, about this, maybe to close our because we are running out of time. Maybe to close our session, maybe we can discuss a little bit. If there are no other questions, of course, from from our participants, maybe we can discuss a little bit about this roadmap. I will maybe ask Rosen to give us a little bit of insights about this key objective of the GANANA project to build this long-term EU-India collaboration in high-performance computing. And based on what has been achieved during this first year, what do you see as the next steps to strengthen the partnership?
Yes. So what we did in this year, a bit over a year now, year and a half, we set up the projects in a very good way to complement each other. So I think this is very critical for any future partnerships, to identify the those groups that will have complementarity in their expertise and interests. For example, what I showed with the geophysical hazards, the examples there, where some groups are simulating earthquakes and tsunamis, and the other group is looking into the flooding that is caused by tsunamis. Or in the life sciences, where one of the groups is working on the bioinformatics side, on the sequencing, while the European one is generating the peptides and then gives the data back to the Indian partners to look at, to assess how effective those will be. So it's about taking a big challenge, breaking it down into sub-projects where each of the groups can work on those, not independently, but focus on one part of the project and ensure that there is a good collaboration. So for future partnerships, this will be very important to find complementarity areas. We should not build partnerships just on every group doing their own thing without any objective improvement of who does what. So 1 + 1 should be 3 or more, even though the mathematics doesn't say that this is possible, but what GANANA is showing is that it is possible to, it's a different type of mathematics, but this is what we should be aiming for. Other things that we learn in the project is, even if you wish, some of the more mundane administrative, bureaucratic regulations aspects which we face, say, around sharing resources, around the visits, how to deal with the funding. We are dealing with a complex setup where we have completely different governments, funding agencies with their own rules. A positive experience here was in working jointly with Manush's team and consortium on designing the proposals. We made the proposals, like if you look at the two proposals, they are very well aligned. They look like siblings, which is very important. If you want to build a cooperation, without that, if you just let those groups to write their own thing, it's not going to work. And finally, what was very important here is that through working together with the India partners, we got to know each other much better. We have established a lot of trust in working with each other, and it's building a reliable framework for partnerships. So I'm sure that based on that, we can in future expand with other domains, with other institutes and universities, other activities. I'm not saying we have solved all the problems, but I think we have already checked those that are the biggest obstacles and those that can make a project a success. I know what Manush thinks about it.
Yeah, Manush, if you want to add something.
Actually, what you have said is actually right, because our project is being actually is appreciated at forum, like even in DG Connect meeting which happened last year. So from our ministry side, official attended. So Director General DG Connect has also appreciated this project. And in India, our ministry, this project became the standard now. So they are, for any collaboration project, they are saying you should follow the methodology or the approach which GANANA team has taken. So far they are going to, so this has set a very high level of standard in India as well as in EU also, because as I told you last meeting, they are, everybody is appreciating our project actually. So that way this project is really well, and definitely we are going for the much more area to be covered. So like this definitely we have very important area we have already covered. This is very important for society. So life sciences, climate and hazard. Now other area is open. So now we can go for the other area also, which is also important for the nation as well as society also, as economic also, for the country also to grow. So that way it is like, so our project is really going well, and thanks to the like EU partner and Rosa and all members, because without their support, without support of each other, we could have not done anything. We could have not further this way. We would have reached to this level actually, where everybody is participating. And one important thing is that here we are complementing each other. Like Rojan was saying, like when we talk about the natural hazard, so we have developed forest fire spread modeling. You have developed smoke model, and now both are interlinked. So now we have complete solution. So how aerosol is spreading, how fire is spreading. So that way it is beneficial for both of us, EU also as well as India also. Similarly for the tsunami also. So you have a tsunami model. Now we are integrating with the flood model. So we can say due to tsunami, how much area will be covered, flooded. So that kind of things. So that way it is really good. So project is very good and it's very well designed actually. So that we have, that is really good for us, and it has creating base for the other project. Like I said, our minister has already started talking about the next phase of the project. So though we have completed 1 year, only we have another 2 years, but I'm 100% sure at the end of the 3rd year, we will definitely have this GANANA 2 in our hand. So that is from my side actually.
Thank you, Manoj. And I think we had run out of time. And as we come to the end of today's webinar, I would like to thank a lot Dr. Manoj Kare for his presentation, and also Rostan Apostolov to his presentation, and all of you for joining us today. And I want to thank you a lot for your participation and your support to present GANANA and to broaden our community. If you would like to stay updated on GANANA activities, please visit our website and follow us on. We actually have 2 websites, one for European consortium and the other one from the Indian consortium, and they are of course linked together. And visit also and follow us on our LinkedIn channel and YouTube, where we regularly share news, videos, and interviews and upcoming events. So thank you once again for participating in this first webinar of the GANANA webinar series. Thank you, Rostan and Manoj, and we hope to see you again at our next webinar.
Yeah, thanks.
So have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Tadeo, for the hosting.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks,
for
Thank you.
the opportunity. Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.